welcome to week 8 of Kindergarten Heroes. And this week is about Galileo Galilei, and heroes are honest. And we paired that with him because he spoke the truth about how the earth revolved around the sun and not the other way around, which was really hard for people to believe back then. And they didn't want him to say that truth, but he stood up for it and advocated for it, just like last week Jane Goodall has advocated for people, the planet, and animals. So let's take a look at what's in our teacher folder for week 8. So on the left we have our guides, and everything is the same, nothing new. We've got the activities at a glance, the character connection, the definitions, the answer keys, and I just wanted to point out this word list that you're going to get from now on our phonics. If you have your little one and they're really, really strong on their CVC words, you can use this word list to provide some additional words for some additional challenge. Over here in our posters, we have our Heroes Are Honest poster. Of course, we've got our Galileo poster. Have to have our hero poster. And we have so much that we're talking about this week. As a matter of fact, there's a lot that we're talking about. You could space this out over several weeks, but a lot of different topics about communication and how we speak, because while it's important to say the truth, we need to speak that truth in love. So we talk about 3 types of truth. We talk about the 3 ways to speak: passive, aggressive, and assertive. We also touch upon this on week 27 with Heroes Are Assertive, but we just begin to bring it up here with our passive, aggressive, and assertive posters. We also talk about thinking before you speak and things to remember. And we also talk about the communication skill of I feel messages. So there's so much going on here. And lastly, we talk about how to do a 5-step apology. So there's just so much to teach this week about good communication. And the overall idea is we want to honor ourselves by speaking the truth, and we want to honor others by the way that we speak that truth. So you really could separate some of all these into multiple weeks, but just want to show you this. We have our toothpaste challenge, which you're going to do on Thursday, and some various posters about honesty, a thought of the week. Once you speak, you can't delete. We have some reference pages for our math. So this week we're doing patterns, and we're making it very space themed. So these are supposed to be planets. And we have some pattern rule cards that you can use when you're doing warm-ups with your little one. And then, of course, our foundational posters that you can keep up in your classroom. And that's that for the posters. And then here what I did was I added our CVC words, the short E words, to the same ring that I had the short A words on. So they're there. Again, if you don't want to print these out, we have all of these on our boom card deck, so you can look at them there. I just wanted to point out one thing on these cards, and it's this particular card. It says yep. If you prefer to have it say yes, you can just cross it out and put yes, and we're making an update so that we have the proper, this is a slang word, as you know. It was part of our funny phonics tale and used in sort of a fun way, but I also want to make sure that you also have a proper word card, so you can call it yes. So those are the word cards, and you're going to use that in phonics this week. Let's take a look at what's going on day 1. Oh, also wanted to mention in class for this week, we just did belly breathe all last week, this one. But this week we're going to focus on the calming strategy of counting back. And so we're going to work through all 12 of our calming strategies. Okay, moving on to Monday. All right, so Monday you are adding your new sight words, and these are your sight words. Have your little one look them up in the books that they read. And you've got your Galileo bio. The questions are on the activities at a glance. You have this beginning, middle, sort. You can also introduce some of these short E words here. You can introduce the writing prompts and then put them in the writing center for your little one to choose which one he or she wants to do in the day. And then this is a mat that you can use with the making patterns, so you can grab one of those little cards that have the patterns like AAB, AB, AB, and things like that. And you can put that here and then have your little one make patterns. And these are also some mats to make some patterns as well. And the cutouts that you can use for them are here, and they are planets. So you can use these planets to make space-themed patterns. And for people and places, you're going to look at Italy, and you're going to learn about the Colosseum. That's because Galileo was from Italy. And that is Monday. Oh, also Monday you can introduce this reading strategy as well. And it's basically, if you're stuck, you can ask for help. We talked about asking for help as part of advocating for yourself and soliciting help, the ability to solicit help, last week in the Jane Goodall week. So that's why we're bringing this up here. Okay, so that's Monday. Let's look at Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, so Tuesday, you can start writing in your Be Honest Like a Hero chart with your little one's understandings and the discussion that you come up with. You can look at these honesty scenarios and really talk. These are great to do at the dinner table or just as, during lunch even, as just a nice conversation topic, and really think through, what does honesty mean in your family? How do you handle situations that need honesty? So talk about that, and then you can read this funny phonics tale with a lot of short E sounds. For math, you can do the circling the solar system pattern activity. And for social studies, again, you're going to look at Italy and specifically Venice. So that'll be super fun. So for Wednesday, you are going to look at the trouble spot that's called Prideful Blindfold. And the reason why we pair this with week 8 is that Galileo is really smart. He came up with so many amazing discoveries, but he was known for being a little bit arrogant, and he was not the most friendly communicator. At one point, he even said, there's a quote on this, that he said that essentially he believed all scientific discoveries were going to be made by him, as if to say no one else was going to make any discoveries. So that was just sort of something that when you can't see anything but yourself and miss the bigger picture. So if you're all just arrogantly all about yourself or self-centered, then you're missing what else is out there. And Galileo looked at the huge universe. Well, there's a universe of ideas, and there are a universe of solutions. And in real life, we have to be able to work together to come up with those solutions. So that is our trouble spot. So for math, you're going to do physical patterns. So stomp, clap, or something like that. And so you've got some worksheets for that. You have a math space rules worksheet. And for science, you're going to look at what would Earth be like without the sun. So you'll watch a video and learn about the sun. Okay, so that was Wednesday. So Thursday, you're going to look at our strategy of the week. It's called Talk It Rocket. Reach out with a Talk It Rocket. And the idea is I can communicate in helpful ways that uplift myself and others. So it's really having some self-awareness and thinking about, how am I communicating? Is it uplifting myself? Is it uplifting others? Or is it bringing myself and others down? So thinking about going up, just like how a rocket goes up. And the main thing is really honor yourself by speaking your truth and honor others by the way you speak it. And you can pair this activity with this card here, which gives you an activity. And what you're going to do is maybe get a small toothpaste tube and tell your little one you're going to give them a challenge. Set your timer to 2 minutes and say, okay, you have 2 minutes to squeeze as much of that toothpaste out of that toothpaste tube. So they're going to do that. Then you're going to say, great job. Okay, now I'm going to put the timer back on, and I want you to put all that toothpaste back into the toothpaste. And of course, they're not going to be able to put it back into the toothpaste. And so it sort of reminds us that, hey, once we speak, we can't delete. It's just out there. So we've got to think before we speak. So then there's some things over here about using, you can look into that think poster that's in your teacher, that is it true, is it helpful, is it inspiring, is it necessary, is it kind? So you can go through that, and there's some scenarios here and say, what would you say in this situation? And it can help evaluate, would you say it or would you not say it? And then you've got some discussion ideas. Can something be true but still not be worth something can something be true but still not something worth saying? What? So maybe something that's just not helpful. When can you use the strategy of speaking in helpful, uplifting ways in your own life? So try that activity with your little one. So that's the toothpaste challenge. Put this away. Okay, then you've got this extra worksheet on Talk It, Rock It. There's this iMessages, this think before you speak, and the 5-part apology. Now these 2 things I'll show you in just a bit how you can teach that. So you have this reader book for the short E that you can do. You've got a math time patterns. So there are patterns in our day, in our actual time. There's breakfast, there's lunch, and dinner. What pattern rule is that? Every single day. And there's things you can think about, the pattern of the seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. Winter, spring, summer, fall. What's the pattern? A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. So you also have this pattern or not worksheet. And then for science, you're going to look at the sun, energy, and energy again. Friday, you have getting to know Galileo. You're going to work on your handwriting for the letter G, sight word snap, and then you've got a bunch of these just extra phonics, which you can do if you'd like on Friday, or really any day that you want to do these, you can. You have your phonics and math assessments. And then you can do this math center. It's a space-themed patterns, so you can basically make and evaluate patterns for math. So that's Friday. I wanted to show you some extra activities. And again, you can definitely space these out over the next several weeks. This first section of activities is, am I a space invader? And this is about personal space, since we're talking about space, and what's too close, what's getting too close, and what's about just right. And so there's some information that you can help teach that. And then this worksheet about, is somebody giving good personal space or not good personal space? That's something you can do. Now here's something called Talk It, Rock It, and this is really just helping your little one understand I feel messages. So you've got basically all these scenarios, and you have all of these cards. Some cards say emotions, how you feel, several of those. Some cards say what's causing that feeling, like cutting in line, calling me names. And then some cards say what you need. And so what you're going to teach your little one is that you need to first say how I feel. I feel mad when you push and shove. I need you to stop. And so you can build these I feel statements in so many different ways with these cards. I think these are so helpful that these are worth laminating. I haven't laminated them, but I really do think that they're worth laminating. And as you can see, I feel scared, I feel sad, I feel disgusted. I feel disgusted when you burp out loud. I need you to, and then you have all kinds of stuff. I need you to leave me alone. I need you to wait. Maybe wait till I'm out of the room before you burp or whatever. Anyway, so there are all kinds of scenarios that you can do there to help your little one understand how to communicate how they feel and then get people to, stop whatever they're doing that's kind of annoying. All right, you can also do this activity. It's a play skillfully, and you can practice being on the ground control or up in space. And there are so many cool, fun activities in here and some interesting facts. So you can use these cards. Maybe you can add them to your board. You can cut them out, flip them over, and paste them together. So that's how they work. And there's just all kinds of really, really neat printables in here that you can do something fun with if you have extra time. And then there were some extra color by pattern activities. So that is what's on the docket for this week. There is a lot. Definitely feel free to break up all the communication, like the assertive, passive, and aggressive, the think before you speak, the 5-step apology, which is, we didn't go over that actually, but there's a 5-step apology, and the I feel statements, and even the personal space. You could really do those in really one each week if you'd like. So that is what's going on for week 8. Please let me know if you have any questions at all. You're doing an absolutely fabulous job on everything, and we are here for you to answer any questions that you have at any time. And please know how cared and loved you are as you go through this program. Take care and have an absolutely wonderful day. Bye!